After picking up their first Pac-12 road win of the season, the Arizona State Sun Devils are back home to take on USC and UCLA this weekend at Wells Fargo Arena. Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Healy, the voice of the Devils, visiting with Sun Devil head coach Bobby Hurley. And good to get that first Pac-12 road win under your belt, Bobby. Talk about your team's play at Washington State.
Absolutely, it was a hard loss to Washington. So to bounce back in a couple of days and get the win was key for us in our season. I think the guys understood the urgency of it, and it was just a good play. Andre Spite, a guy that hasn't produced as much as maybe he would have anticipated or we would, stepped up and gave us some great offensive lift in the first half of that game, and Trey had a solid game. So it was good to see we got those type of contributions. It's a big morale boost for us heading into this week.
Yeah, not only to get that first road win, but you and I were talking earlier, it's also good to get a win on the back end of a Pac-12 weekend. That gives you a little momentum boost heading into the next week, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes the trip back from Pullman a lot better and more bearable. And then, to be able to sit on a victory for a couple of days and to feel good about yourself and to have some positive practices leading into this week is a definite plus. I enjoyed those days off.
How about Obina Oleka and the way he has come on for you? And he's just astounding everybody with his uncanny accuracy at the free throw line. What would you attribute that?
Yeah, I mean, he's got really good technique and he's got a good stroke, and he's shooting with confidence. He thinks it's going to go in. He believes in himself, and it's great when you have a big guy that's going to get fouled that could step to the free throw line and convert.
Now this weekend, the LA schools come here. The Sun Devils have already played USC and UCLA once, and Bobby, the USC team you'll face on Friday night is one of the stories of the league, in second place right now, and just really a young, talented group.
They are. They have really good guard play, and Jacobs is a terrific player, an athlete, and great vision. He's the leader in assists in our conference, and McLaughlin can score, and then they have shooting. They really could shoot the three, and they could attack the basket. By the way, they also have some athletes that play above the rim on the front court, blocking shots and dunking. So
yeah,
it's almost like you have to pick your poison somewhat with them. They have great balance. They have 6 guys averaging in double figures.
Indeed they do. In the first game with USC, the Sun Devils trailed most of the way, and yet you rallied. It was kind of a harbinger of things to come in that your club showed the ability to come back and got within 2 in the final minute and a half.
That's the exciting part of this, that if we do play well and put together 2 good halves, that we have a real good chance to win, because we had no business being in a position to win that game, and we figured out a way to do it. Now, if we just play well, then we should really give ourselves a chance on Friday.
UCLA was a bit of a different story. Your team led quite a bit of the second half of that game, and then a couple of key offensive rebounds late enabled the Bruins to get a couple of big threes.
Yeah, it was, and they have, Alford came through and made a big shot, and as did Hamilton, and you referenced the rebounding. So, we just had, we have to figure out a way, inside those final minutes to close the game out and make enough plays. And I thought with the effort was there, and we played reasonably well and gave ourselves a chance.
It would seem these 2 games, Bobby, at home are a chance to build some momentum for the final push of the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to compete this year in this conference, as balanced, as difficult as it is, you have to win at home, particularly, where we are in the standings. And we know what's in front of us. We know what we have to do. I think the guys are ready for it, and hopefully have a great weekend.
6 o'clock tip-off for USC Friday night, and then Valentine's night, Sunday night, a 6:30 tip against UCLA. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it.